What's up, guys? It's your girl Foxy here, and thanks for tuning in. So, I know we've been here before. I've said I'm back so many times, and it almost feels like it's always beginning of the year. But this time, I really do have a good explanation if I have to explain. But you know what? Y'all have been really good to me. The past videos that I did, I had amazing response and it was great. And thank you so much for the support and all my viewers who've tuned in again. So I did just before the pandemic hit, I did slow down with my posting. And I know a lot of people may have been like, yo, what has been going on? Let me tell y'all a little something, okay? Something huge has been happening, and it's something that I have forever wanted, I think. I'll put it that way now before everyone gets a shock. Um, I had twin babies. Yes, I had twin boys. I had given birth in October to two gorgeous baby boys. I wish I could bring them out to you now so y'all could meet them, but they are sleeping and that's a precious moment, right? So what I'll do is I'll insert some photos along the way, along this video so y'all could see. But yes, I had twin babies. I know. And first response, let me tell you something. A lot of people were saying to me, I'm so sorry you've got twins, or I'm so sorry you're pregnant with twins, right? And some people were like, my gosh, like even now, whenever like I'm walking out with them, people will come to me, oh, how are you out? Like, how do you have that much energy? So much like sorrow. But honestly, it's the best thing that could have happened to me personally. I have a little bit of a little story behind wanting more babies, and on top of that, particularly twins. So I'm super grateful. And when you're in a space of gratitude, particularly when it's something you've been requesting and praying about and constantly wishing for your life, and when you finally reach that point, it's surreal, right? It feels like, is this real at that moment? And with pregnancy, it's not something that you can just, it's not tangible that you can grab it and, obviously you can grab your tummy, but I can't grab the twins and hold them and be like, yeah, it's happening. They slowly grow over time, and just enjoying the process and throwing myself into it after just getting the shock of the lifetime, right? But yeah, a lot of people did say, you know what, um it's sad that a lot of people don't want the responsibility of having twins, but I get it. It's a lot of work. I mean, one child is a lot as it is, but this was a particularly special moment in my life because I want to say in 2017 when I had my son Nixon, I felt the urge. I don't know if a lot of people might have this, but I had a feeling, like a deep feeling within me, that I wanted to obviously expand my family, but I particularly wanted twins. And I would actually, initially, it was just a thought, right? But then I had like a deep feeling like, man, what if I were to have twins, right? And I thought that would just be the best thing ever to have a twin pregnancy, to experience that, to have a twin labor, to experience that, and to have twins and raise them, and I just thought that would just be so special. And I would see like other women having twins, and I thought, actually, I do want this for myself. So, being the creative that I am, I decided to do a vision board. And I know a lot of people, I mean, I don't know if y'all have actually watched The Law of Attraction. I think it's called The Secret. It's on Netflix. But it talks about the law of attraction. And so what I did was what they preach, right? In that you do a vision board, you imagine yourself, and it's usually materialistic things that you put on there, like a car, a dream house, or whatever. But not everyone uses it for that. You do what you want. But in this particular case, I did a vision board on my husband's phone. I just grabbed random photos of twin pregnancies. But what is very strange now looking back, I actually did one. They're different types of twins, right? You have identical and fraternal twins, but you fraternal twins will always have separate sex, right? Identical twins can have separate sex too, but it's mostly common. You know that they're fraternal in that they are non-identical if they're in separate sex. And so the vision board that I had come up with, unintentionally, um, I had put up a photo of a lady, a diagram of a pregnant lady who had the separate babies growing. And so now I look back and I think, wow, the detail in it all. Although I secretly, like deep down, I wanted a girl and a boy. It would have been so cool to have a girl and a boy. But nevertheless, twins are twins, fraternal twins are twins, and I love my baby boys. Um, anyway, so I did the vision board and all, and grabbed some African baby photos and put it on there. And I remember my husband looking at me like I was crazy, right? Because I had this on his phone and I had all these photos that I had screenshotted and put on his phone. Anyway, so I put them together, compiled them into one little folder. And let me tell you something. I probably kept it, sent it to my phone, kept it as a screensaver for like, I want to say a month, and then completely forgot about it. Then as the urge grew stronger, I remember accidentally, actually, one of my clients asked me, would you just randomly, would you want to have any more children, because I have a boy and a girl. And I thought, you know what, I'm really grateful for my kids. I love my children, and I love that I got to experience raising a daughter and then raising a son. And then I said to her, although I would love twins next. And then she kind of looked at me like, oh my God, that would be a handful. And I thought, I know, but yeah, I would love twins next. And ever since then, it would just roll off my tongue. And I think I accidentally said it in the presence of my daughter. And then she took the idea and just ran with it. You know how kids are. So she would even have like, she'd make family drawings and then add the twins at the end. And she gave them nicknames and Noshe and Nisa. That's what she'd call them, the boy girl versions. And we just sort of started building on this thing to the point where it was like we would pray about it. And my daughter, the way I've taught her to pray for things that she wishes for her life is to thank you for this, to be grateful for it, to speak from a place of gratitude. Because then when you sort of say I wish or I pray that I have this, you're acknowledging the lack of it, right? But nevertheless, anyway, this is what we did. And we'd pray about it. And I remember one time my mom made a comment like, girl, you don't just get twins by just, saying it. It's a genetic thing, right? And sure enough, on my husband's side, he has his youngest brothers are twins. His younger brothers are twins. And then I have a set of twins on my mother's younger siblings are twins too. And so I thought, okay, so I have 1 foot ahead, right, of the game. But then still, right, there's still a little bit of doubt, like, really, like, what are the chances of this really happening? But anyway, so fast forward a few months later, this is afterwards when we had already moved to Melbourne. We were still going through this, and one day I'm making pancakes with my daughter, right? So we're cracking the eggs along, and we get twin eggs. You know when you get twin yolks? And then my daughter laughs, oh my God, twin yolks. Oh yeah. And we look at each other like, yeah, girl, twins, how are you doing? And then we crack another one. And legit, I could not make this up. Another lot of twins. And then I'm like, what is this? And then we cracked the third one. And so we had 3 sets of twin yolks. I know it's like stupid when you think about it. But then for me, it was just like, wow, this is special. It took that in because at that time it was just deep. Like that's all I could think about. And women, you know what it's like, especially when you're trying for a baby. You think every month you're pregnant. If anything, you take pregnancy tests all the time. But anyway, so what we ended up doing was one time I just decided, you know what, I'm gonna give up on that. I'm gonna give up on taking pregnancy tests because every time I think, is this like, am I ovulating? Is it time? Are these my breasts swollen or not? Is it a period or is it actually a real thing? And you end up just doing more damage to yourself. And this is stuff that we really don't talk about, but it's the reality, and that's what I went through. And I'm just a girl like all of y'all. And yeah, so I just gave up. And one night I was talking to my husband, and I thought, you know what? Maybe I just need to be grateful with the kids that I have now and just let it be. Not knowing that in that very moment, about a week later, I started feeling tired, right? I started getting those like random, like I wouldn't even know when I'd fall asleep. I'd just be knocked out. And that's when I thought, let me just go take a test. I didn't even talk about it. I just went and got it done. And sure enough, I was pregnant. And by this point, you're probably like 7 weeks ahead, right? So, not knowing the moment when I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna stop trying. Those two babies were already growing in there. So, yeah. So then for the next 9 months, 8 months, I was super quiet. And that was because obviously we wanted to experience this journey, and it was very personal, and we wanted to really just, soak it all up. Even the times when the morning sickness, took us on a joyride. We just wanted to soak every moment up. And when you're super grateful for something, you don't even see the disadvantages, or you don't focus on the negative aspects of it. So it wasn't even a negative, like, I'm over the toilet just chucking with the morning sickness. But in that moment, I was still super grateful that I got blessed with two lives that were growing inside of me. And so that was a bit of a journey that we decided to go through privately. And also, there are other reasons, like there are risks when you're carrying pregnancies, although the type of twin pregnancy that I had was the one with a lesser risk, but nevertheless, it's always still a risk carrying two babies at the same time. But yeah, so we made it through, and we gave birth to gorgeous baby boys. What I'll do is I'll give you guys a little bit of a teaser, right? And I will introduce you to them in the next video. So you better stay tuned for that. And then we can talk about all the juicy stuff. So if you have questions that you'd like me to answer, whether it's about the pregnancy, the vision board stuff, if that, triggers something in you that you would want to do for yourself, let me know, comment below. And I am going to be an open book, and I will share bits of the journey with you guys, and how that was, because twin pregnancies, I mean, there's a lot of content on here about twin pregnancies, but because it's such a rare thing, um yeah, I don't mind, like, creating more content on it. I don't mind sharing my personal journey, and I didn't document it in that time. I remember my cousin in Canada mentioned, like, you should probably like do little videos and then release them afterwards. Probably should have done that, but honestly, it was during the pandemic lockdown, and I had two young kids at home with me while going through this. So I was not able to do that, but I can show you photos and things. But yeah, so that is why I have been MIA on here. But you know what? Let's pick it up where we left it off, and it's going to be an awesome 2021. It's going to be great. But yeah, thanks for tuning in, guys, and I'll see you on my next video. Ciao. Mwah.